Hello guys, testing, testing, testing. I think we're good to go. I know it's a bit of a later stream. We're not going to be streaming too long today, unfortunately, guys. I thought I'd talk a little bit though, before we stop for today. Not feeling too hot, that's why it's a short stream. Basically, I'm not feeling good. I'm color headache and have a really bad stomach ache. I think it's because I overate today. I usually try not to eat too much. And in spite of me feeling bad, I still push myself to get some, like, a little bit of exercise time in. So, not feeling the best. But we're gonna, like, let some of the chat come in, right? So, while we do that, guys, welcome if you're watching on YouTube. Hi, my name is Frank Gallows, and I stream every day, or as often as possible, folks, usually on the weekdays. 8 p.m. Eastern Time, that's when you can catch me, folks. There's a link to my channel right down there somewhere, description of the video. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a short stream because I'm just not feeling good. I'm just not feeling too good today. But I wanted to get some time and let you guys know that I'm okay. Right, I'll be fine. I gotta just not feeling great. No, I got a killer headache. Got a killer headache and a stomach ache. I'm not feeling great. But I wanted to still be on a little bit. Still want to be on a little bit. So I thought we'd talk real quick about the character. Made him over. I made him over. You guys already know this was bound to happen. So there he is. That's Frank Gallows. I needed something where I felt like he would look appropriate for every role. So, not much has changed from the character. He's still a black mage, but then we can go like, any class we want, and I'll feel comfortable with the way he looks for the most part. We ended up picking one of those Elysian elf dudes. That way he still looks a little weird. Yeah, yeah. So we look a little weird still, right? He's not like one of those super handsome boys. Um, we're not very far in the story, right? I tried my best to get back to where we were, but I just, like I said, I wasn't feeling great today. So we'll take a quick look at him. He's level 4, he's low level still. We're gonna still be on the Thaumaturge. Thaumaturge? Thaumaturge. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. The Black Mage. The baby Black Mage. And, yeah. So, we didn't do much. You guys didn't miss anything. I just remade them, fixed the buttons again. Did like one little part in the story. I went around and got the crystals, right? Some of the basic shit, some of the basic stuff that you guys got to do. That way I could teleport freely. We'll take a look at that very quickly. As you guys can see, like your stances are kind of different for each race, right? You can change your pose. Let's talk about that very quick. In the emotes, you have change pose, right? So, hey, face me, sir. All right, so so let's change pose, right? So they have like a few basic poses from when you go idle. Each race has like a small selection. If you don't like the poses you have, you can't really do anything about it. You can just have the default pose where you're just standing there doing nothing, which I guess is the best next option, right? I do like the ogre dude, the Roguedin. I think they're called Roguedins. I like his like crossed arms, but this is close enough. This is close enough, guys. All right, so that's what we stay as. And you can even do that while you have your weapon equipped or your weapon drawn, right? Your weapon achieved, right? So I have a pose like that, and you can change it by going to change pose. All right, so when you go idle, you do like a stance. It's different for every weapon that you have. Well, every like job class, right? So that's the pose we have. You can see our moves here. We didn't really do anything. We didn't really do anything. As you can see, not quite ready. I think we need to hit level 5 to get our story quest going. So, that's all that's changed. All this changes this race. And I thought we would do that early because if you want to do it later on down the line, you're gonna have to pay some money, right? So if you're not happy with the race that you are, like aesthetically, might want to do that quickly before you get too far in the game. It looks kind of cool. There is an event going on, by the way, guys. That's why all these like Easter eggs are out. Uh, that's why we saw like a Tonberry walking around. Those, if you don't know what a Tonberry is, it's like those little green guys that they have like the kitchen knife. They stabs you, and then you take massive damage. So there's an event going on. We can probably get that done tomorrow quickly. Events aren't too big, from what I remember. They're not long, right? They're not long-winded. Yeah, so we're not missing much. I do need to hit level 5. That is what I need to do. And then we can continue on with the story mission. But let's take a look. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going right now. Where am I? There I am. Okay, we'll hit a crystal up. It was clickbait, sir. Gotta get them in. Gotta click. I mean, we can definitely pick a female, all right? Because I'm so light in the story that, this is for the playthrough, so we can have some fun. I could be a cat or bunny girl. The problem is that we might spend so much time on it that I might turn that into the main character, which I have to give that some pause for thought, to be honest with you guys. And my fashion sense isn't the greatest, right? So she would like if we ended up using them exclusively. I don't know how to dress a girl, right? Because I'm not a girl. I don't know what's fashionable, rather. Wait, looks like we can get this quest. Let's just grab it. We must rebuild. Uploading that one in particular took a long, long time because I cut out. I'm figuring out how to edit still, right? So I have Clipchamp and I edited. I cut out some parts of it, and then it was uploading and rendering or whatever. It took a long damn time. Probably because I was still running Final Fantasy in the background. That might have been something. If you guys want me to be a bunny girl or a cat girl, let me know before we get too involved, right? And then we'll start this whole damn process over again. It's not a big deal to me. I mean, I could be a bunny boy, right? Maybe I should be a race that I don't like, right? Maybe I should just be masochistic. What do you guys think? We could call this we can reboot the stream and call it the big redo. The one race I will not be. I mean, unless someone pays me, right? We're not gonna be a Lalafa. I think they're creepy. That's just my opinion. I don't like them. Not gonna be Lalafa. I'm kind of liking this black mage stuff. It's more involved than I thought it would be. You kind of gotta rotate your spells properly, right? You don't want to spend too much mana. When you're like an archer, you don't gotta think about this too much. You just do the move and then it'll go on a cooldown. You don't gotta worry about spending a spirit. Be the one bunny guy. We can do that. We should do that while it's early though, right? Like I said, if you have any qualms, if you're new to the game, because I'm pretty new too. If you're watching this on YouTube or wherever and you come across me, if you don't like your race, don't stick it out. Don't tough it up because later on down the line you're gonna have to pay cash money, my friend, right? So if you just started the game level 5, level 10, whatever, you can get there quickly. You can get back there quickly. Why don't we turn into a bunny? I'm dreading making them already. But we can be one. But at the same time, yuck. I don't know. I'm having second thoughts. I'm sure there are a ton of bunny guys. Why don't we I have an idea? let's take a look around the world and see what it's kind of prime time right now, right? A lot of people are home from school and work and stuff. So let's yeah, why don't we do that? We'll go to Olda, we'll go to Limsa, right? We'll take a look at what people are doing standing around, what races they are, right? Robed is actually pretty popular, right? Look at that, that's a Robed right there running super fast. Hey, where are you going? Oh, his run ran out. I hate this run mechanic in the game. I like running, of course, but I hate that it goes on a cooldown. I feel like that is a loading issue. Right, like from when the game was on older hardware. Okay. So most people in Olda, they stand around this crystal right here. Uh, I think Limsa is the most populated crystal. Like people would hang out there all the time. I don't know why, mind you guys. But let's take a look. Let's zoom in a little bit. So we have one of those dragon people, right? Two of these dragon people. There's the cat boy. This is bound to happen, right? Here's a human. There's a human there. What do we have here? Another human. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, there's a cat man. He's crafting stuff, guys. Some chicks, man. It looks like I see a tail there, so I'm gonna assume that's a dragon. Right, this tall dude is definitely a dragon. An aura. I think they're called auras, right? There's a Lalafell. There's a Corgi's butt. Bunny girl. Loch Ness monster. What? I'm more interested in the pet now. Hey, stay still. Well, that happened. There's a cat girl. She has a wizard's robe on. It's kind of a tall lady. My guy, like, technically is about 6'2" in the game. 6'2", 6'3"-ish. She's almost as tall as me. And this is like the shortest you can be when you're like one of these elf guys. I think like 6'2" is like the normal smallest height you can get. They got some more dragon people. What? There's a guy there. I don't have access to all the crystals though, so what I think we'll do is we'll switch characters briefly. Yeah, I think that's. Sorry guys, I'm still new. Feels like I got gut shot with a sawed-off shotgun, guys. That's what it feels like. Not a good feeling. So this character has access to like all the maps, I believe. I want to believe that at least. So we'll take a quick look in Limsa and we'll go to Gridania. I'm trying to remember the names best I can. Gotta wait in that queue though. You gotta wait in that queue. This guy is cat person himself, right? A Hrothgar. Why do you gotta make naming races so difficult? Elf. Call him a damn elf. Or I call the human a human. Alright, so I should be able to teleport to. Let's go to Gridania. It does cost a bit of gold when you do it like this, just be aware of that, guys. Luckily I have a little bit. Okay, so we'll back out a little bit. See, there's a healthy amount of people on Gridania. It does depend on your server and your world as well, right? There are some like dead servers out there, or some like roleplay servers where there's not many people. Let's take a look at what we got here. Cat girl. Lalafells. Oh, look at this. Isn't that cute? Little bunny boy and his little bunny wifey. They're sitting together. I think that's an NPC walking around. You know. Wait, I could go in first person. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bunny girl? Bunny girl. Rovgars. An elf. I will give it to them. The fashion is not bad, right? It depends on your taste, but it's like you can see this is like I'm not sure if this is like a whole outfit. I don't think it is, but it looks pretty cool. Doesn't look like I do have issues sometimes with like the clothing matching the world you're in, right? I think Terra had a problem like that. Do you guys remember that game, Terra? Where you can just like your mount could be a damn car, but you're like in a medieval kind of setting. Are you over here driving a damn Humvee? But I do technically think that a lot of this fashion has a place in the world somewhere, at least, right? Maybe not in this part of the world, but you can be like from somewhere beyond. And there's a bunny girl. I have no idea what this dude is. He's probably one of those dragon people, auras. I tried Terra like it's an old game, right? So I want to say when it popped on Xbox, which is maybe like 7 years ago. Yeah, I tried it briefly, and it looked, no harm, no foul. Like I didn't really know MMOs like that. But then I think I got to a certain part, and things looked a little weird, right? Like I said, I saw someone driving a Humvee, and we were like, it was like, isn't it supposed to be like kind of World of Warcraft-ish? I think, right? So it looked a little weird, and then I felt like I was in a dead game. So I just was like, no, I think I won't play this game. There's a lot of bunny people, as you can see, a lot of bunny people. There's some bunny boys, humans. This seems like a good mix of characters, actually. It honestly, it seems like the dragon males. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like 8 to 10ish years ago. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I only seen it like recently when they said they were shutting down, or they're not like gonna update the game anymore. Like it's officially kind of done, right? It's kind of just like the servers are up still. Old stuff, old stuff. Some Lalafells. So it seems like actually there's not that many dragon males, like aura males, right? And maybe we're just in a part where we don't see a lot of them, right? Let's go to Limsa. Okay, I got it. Scared for a minute there. Like I said, when you get further in the story, guys, you do get access to other maps, right? So like it depends on your job and all that stuff where you start at, but you can eventually make it to everywhere else. So right out the gate, we have some Hrothgars. We have aha, found the tail. I found the tail. It's he's too small to be a Hrothgar though. That's part of the costume. I don't know what that is. Oh, oh, there's a dragon guy dressed as a naval officer. You see, some of the clothes. I'll be honest. Some of the clothes just doesn't match this damn world, right? I don't like things like that. It's cool looking. I will grant it. That I'll give you that. But I think the clothing needs to match the setting of the world. That's what I think. Humans. Got a tail. That's a dragon. You can tell, right, a lot of the times if they have tails. Because you can't do anything. You can't, like, completely remove the tail if you're a race that has one. You can make it, like, small. Some dragon ladies. There's actually a surprising amount of dragon ladies. Kitty schoolgirls. Doge. Funny guy. There's a dragon guy. It seems like there's not that many dragon. I'm gonna keep calling them dragons, right? I'm sure you guys understand, right? Not that many auras. Seems like there's not that many auras and not that many. I don't know. I see a lot of like bunny males, right? Like I think that's one. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. Looks like humans are just not the thing a lot of the time, right? There's not that many regular humans. I see there's a human. Two humans stand right here. Wait, that's a bunny. You're a bunny. Busted. Busted. Oh, they look cool. They look cute. Kind of disorients me. I like walking around like this. Why are they the default? They're the default Rogdens. Some people got way too much time on their hands. Weed police, corporal, weed police commander. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Weeaboo police wanderer. All right. Okay. What about this side? All right. This is an NPC. And he looks kind of edgy, don't you think? All right. With that said, I think we've seen all the enough races, right? It looks like I've actually seen a surprising amount of these cat guys here, right? These Hrothgar guys. Shooting a rifle. What the hell kind of gun is this? I want this gun. I want a gun like this. Okay, so so what I think we should do is do a fresh restart. All right, let's. This is what we're gonna do. I already have it in my mind. Log out. All right, log out. Restart the game. Someone came in. Restart the game. Frank Ellis. No. I'm misclicking stuff, so what you gotta do is this. More subcommands. And then the character. They kind of make it hard for you to get them out of there, just in case. I hate to say, but it seems like there's actually not that many lava falls, and I hate them so much that that might be like what I have to do, right? It might be what I have to do for this. God, I hate them so much. I hate those lava falls. Fuck. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's be one of those damn dirty lava falls. I have to choose my what I slammed them with like wisely, or else I'll get in trouble. Uh, New character. Oh man, I want to do this. Tell you what, guys. Let me get something to drink and see if it helps my stomach out a little bit, right? And we'll take a little break. I do still want to be on as long as we can be on, right? So let's take a brief intermission and then we'll get started on this character creation. No, I think the masochist in me means we have to do it because I'm really gonna hate it. So let's. Oh man. let's just get it over with, right? Let's rename the stream to the big restart. I don't know what the name of the stream. Oh It is called the redo. Okay. We'll call it the redo. Someone's out there talking real loud. Let's get ready, guys. All right. I'm gonna take a little break, maybe 5, 6 minutes, not too long, and then we'll get started on this character creation. Yeah. Give me 3 minutes, guys. I'll be back. So, hello, I'm back. All right. I have an idea. I have an idea. Let's turn this camera on. Here I am. This is a cold coffee. Right? It's not alcohol, guys. I promise. It's a triple latte. It's only 100 calories, so I think I'm okay. You know me. I'm a skinny fat boy that's trying to lose more weight. So I try to eat light and try to count the calories. Mostly, right? I'm not like super strict. I used to be really strict. Should have seen my jawline like a year ago, right? But I was really malnourished. It wasn't healthy. It was hard to maintain. But I have an idea. So new character. These damn Lalafells. No, it's not. It's just a straight coffee. It's a straight coffee, guys. I promise. If I'm drinking, I'll let you guys know. You'll see me have a shot glass, right? You'll see me have a shot glass, and I have shot glass here. It's dried up. I do have some liquor. I don't know if I can show liquor bottles on the stream though. Not sure. But let's make one of these damn guys. Ugh, so annoyed already. Okay, so there's the Plains folk, there's the Dunes folk, and this is why I believe that they're supposed to be like hobbits, basically, right? From the flat landscapes of the plain, hard to read like that. Okay, let's make it the solid blue. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. Not gonna risk it. Um, with that said, have you guys? I know you guys don't watch many streamers, but have you heard of just not Minx? I think they call her like Minx. Uh, I've seen her a bunch of times in passing, but I've seen something recently with her. Apparently, she has like a very sad, right? She has a big alcohol problem, and she's been showing up on a lot of her streams just down in booze. And there was some kind of award that she showed up at, and she was like trying to push things into the pool. Very sad. Very addiction is a very hard thing to get over. So, wish them the best when they finally decide they need some help. You know, it's not easy. With that said, though, guys, but it's interesting to see, right? Like I said, that's why I barely watch any streamers. I'll watch some Mac stuff, and then on YouTube they'll throw a bunch of like, since I'm watching like Maximilian, they'll throw a bunch of other stuff at me, and I'll like click some of it sometimes, and that's like how I find a lot of these other people. So a lot of them I forget about, but the more interesting stories, of course, they're gonna stick in your mind. I think it was recent, but anyway, uh, so I do think they're supposed to be hobbits, right? So from the flat landscapes of the plain folks' home islands are this Lalafellan clan, are where this Lalafellan clan takes its name. Distinct hair coloration and myriad of earthy and grassy tones help them to blend in well with their environment, acting as an effective camouflage against would-be attackers. It was the similarity of the La Nosca's grassy fields to those in their homeland which drew the first settlers to the island of Villebrand and what is now Lemsa Limonsa. Right, so they're plains folks. They're out in the grassy fields, right, much like the Shire, I want to say. Right, so I do believe they're supposed to be halfling Shire folk, right? They're hobbities. They lack some of the more endearing qualities of the hobbits, which is like their cool, like gigantic feet, right? And even the older um, Lalafels, like let's give you guys an example, right? Like say, for example, you wanted to make an old man Lalafell, right? They'll never get any like wrinkles in their face, right? Even with the older faces, like look at this. This is very comical looking. It looks like he super glued some hair to his face. Right, this is like the oldest. Uh, he got some mutton chops, right? Could be worse, some mutton chops. That's the other one. So it's like mutton chops 1, mutton chops 2. And this is probably like the oldest you can make them look. This is the oldest you can make them look. So, uh, there's some issues there. They don't look great. They don't look great. There's not much you can do with them. Right. I mean, maybe we can make an old Hobbit and really just give him like a lot of hair, like to cover his features. Um, Maybe give him some sadder eyes. As you can see, it's extremely hard to do. It looks like we have the sad eyes already. Um, it does not look good. And that is true. It does not look good. I will I will agree there because I don't like this race. I don't like this race. The options aren't there. They look like children's. You can't make them look older. So you can't have like you can't have like a Frodo and then a Bilbo, right? And Bilbo is a small guy, yes, but he looks much older. He looks his age. I mean, the ring is keeping him young, right? We all know that, but he looks older. This is old for them, right? Even if I give him the gray hair, which we're gonna do, we're gonna mess around with the options. Doesn't look good. I've seen maybe one like cool looking Lalafell in the story mode, and I mean they gave him a bunch of armor and stuff like that, so they really tried hard to make him look tougher. But also Lalafells, and I wish you could look at their walking animation, and their run cycles in the game. Man, they are something else. I got to tell you guys. They don't. They look like they got a diaper full of. It looks like they need to change their diaper when they walk around. Why am I doing this to myself? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready before I change my mind. So, what I think we should do is we should pick a hair. We're gonna keep him old looking. We're gonna try to cover his face up as much as we can. As we can. I think that's the plan. I think that's the key. All right. So we'll get in. We'll get in close. Not a good looking face, guys. We'll do the ear shape first of all. I like these ears where they're kind of like pinned back a little bit, right? I don't like these where they're kind of sticking out. I I think these ears don't do you any favors in like a fight, which I know that's like they're born like that, right? But you can chop an ear off. They need to be pinned back a little bit. This is okay. I think this one will do. Yeah, we'll go with 4. Uh, as far as the height goes, it's in purely inches. We can either do one of the two extremes, guys, right? We'll go either as short as possible or as tall as possible. I'm not sure how many inches count as a foot. Do you guys know right out the gate? Either way, it's not many inches. Oh, that's my fault. I don't know why they left my brain like that. You know what? We'll just do them as tall as possible, right? We'll make them as tall as possible. And I'll tell you why, because I do believe that later on down the line, like say we go into some dungeons that you're gonna have some problems with the mechanics if you're a smaller height because the enemies are gonna be like big dragons and stuff, and then you're gonna be like this little guy, like looking up the dragon. So you might have some targeting issues. So we'll make them as tall as we can to try to make up for it. All right, uh, I think that's a good idea. As far as the face goes, we're gonna use this face because I want these mutton chops with this mustache in particular, right? I don't want the Fu Manchu. I want this mustache right here. And then skin color doesn't really matter too much. Um, I would prefer more pale tone though, which is kind of already there. So hairstyle, let's skip the hairstyle for now. Let's do the hair color, which I kind of want it to look old. Right, so you know how we achieve that? You get gray, and then you get like some decent highlights, and then now that we have that complete, I know it doesn't look much different, right? But when you go to the hairstyles, all the hairstyles have different highlights, right? And I think we need to go a little bit brighter with the hair color right here. We can do this shade of white, and then maybe a little bit. I don't want it to be exactly black, right? I kind of want it to be like gray at least with like some like silver highlights. So I think that'll do. I think that'll do there. But we have to pick a hairstyle now, and I guess we can start from the top. Uh, and even with me like working my hardest trying to make this character, you can see he still looks very childlike, right? We're trying to make him look old. It's not exactly gonna work, but we're gonna do our best. Our best bet, guys, the the best thing we can do if we want him to appear old is to cover his face, and that means you pick a hairstyle that really hides his features. Because no matter what we do here, it's not gonna work out in our favor. Right, so there's this hairstyle, which I don't think matches too much. This isn't gonna match at all. This might be okay, right? But as you can see, he just looks like a little kid playing dress up in his like daddy's, like he went to his daddy's dresser drawer, right, and put on a fake mustache, right? So none of these like youthful hairstyles will work for me. Um, Unfortunately, I have to like kind of click them and lock them in place. That way, I can scroll to the next one, which is kind of annoying. We're gonna have to do a lot of zooming out, I think, too. No, just no on that one. Uh, this one was looking okay until I saw the ponytail in the back. Let's. I think we were here though. Right, we were here. No, definitely no. The mullet, but the mullet really messes up the mutton chops, unfortunately. I do think this is like one of the default hairstyles. No. This one is not too bad actually. I wish they were numbered. Are they numbered? No. This was okay. I don't really like buying canned coffee, but it was a gift, so we drink it. Um, not for that. This wouldn't be bad if we were like more youthful looking. It's kind of hurt my me downing that kind of hurt my stomach. Sorry, no, I'm stuttering. Uh, this kind of covers up his face a fair amount, but it's very feathered. We might go with this one though. This one is actually not bad either. I kind of like this one. Right, we need a good amount of like silver streaks to indicate his old age. Also, excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I think this one might be it. I kind of like this one too, but it's not like this one's not too bad. This one's not too bad. You can see I clearly have like a preference, right? Like, because I don't like a lot of this like feathered hairstyles that they have, and stuff that looks a little too perfect. I'm not really a fan of. As far as this goes, no, because he has like a now he has like a really round, like Shin Chan head. You guys remember that cartoon Shin Chan? That was a funny cartoon. Particularly the English dub was very funny. This one's not bad either, actually. Um, so we do have some options, actually. Kind of Frodo-ish, a little. All right, so we do have some choices. I think we were looking at this one earlier. No, it wasn't this one because there's too much face showing. Too much face showing. I think it was this one. No, it was this one. Right, this one's not bad. This one's not bad. It's always good, guys. Like some people get on and they wing it, right? I when I make a character for any game, I try to already have like a theme in mind, or like uh, I am like half a RPer, right? So meaning when I make a character, I want them to fit in the world first of all, and then I want them to fit my head canon. So I kind of have to have a character established already. Even that even comes down to like what job we're gonna use to begin with. You like Shin Chan? I love Shin Chan. Action Bastard. Action Bastard was good, you know. It's been a long time since I've seen it. A long time since I watched that Adult Swim back in the day. Um, so I usually have a character or a theme in mind, and then, even if they kind of evolve down the line, right, that is something that I take into consideration, which is why we're remaking them now because I didn't like the thought of the rogue and mage the way we had them looking, right? Maybe if we spend more time making them, right, we could think about that. Um, and as you can see, I do have like a character archetype. Usually, it's kind of like an older, more grizzled kind of character that's been through like a lot of shit, basically. That's like the kind of character I like using in most RPGs. Someone kind of pessimistic and cynical, but also hopeful. All right. I kind of like this, guys. I think this is going to be the hairstyle. I think this one is it. Okay. We did the hair color, right? The jaw, no matter what you do, you're always going to have like a round face. So all you could do is your best, basically. Zoom them out a little bit. Uh, Maybe one of those. It's not really making much of a difference, especially with this like character model. Eye shape, I do think we went through that already. Eye size. Doesn't seem like it matters too much. We'll give him smaller eyes. Eye color. We should give him more of like a paler eye tone, right? Because older people, their eyes, they're not as vibrant as they used to be, right? They're kind of aged and weathered. Now, what color should we have them? Uh, Maybe like a gray or like a grayish blue, right? Like hollow kind of. It's kind of hard, I see, to pick one in particular. When I give a character gray hair, I usually give them like almost blind-looking eyes, or like a very very pale blue, or like a pale green. But since the jobs are so interchangeable in this game, we kind of have to think about all roles, right? Some of them do have like very colorful themes, so we should pick something that's like pretty neutral. So maybe like this like kind of shade of gray, something that's not going to really be too intrusive. Eyebrows, we're going to need like some bushy eyebrows. I don't know if those exist. So nope, nope. Number four, nope, nope, nope. Number four it is. Okay. I still, I'm despising this character model, but we're gonna try to make it work. As far as noses go, for this character model in particular, it's not really gonna matter too much. As you can see, they're almost non-existent on the face. But I want him to have a nose. All right, so 5 is a good one. Yeah, 5 is the one. 5 is it? Okay. Mouth. What are we what are we gonna do? Let's take off his mustachio. There's his little mouth. All right. Wow. Okay. Well, a lot of choices here, guys. This is gonna be a rough one. I prefer my character to scowl a little bit, but there is nothing here that looks like that. So I guess number one. Number one is gonna have to do, guys. Let's put his damn mustache back on. He's disgusting me like this. Lip color, we're not gonna touch that. The ear shape we didn't do the ear size. Maybe some shorter ears. Maybe some shorter ears would do. Now we have facial features. As you can see, like the stuff that I would like to give them is not there. Like there's no scarring, which I really think would help a lot. Maybe in the face paint. I'm sorry, guys. I need to. There we go. Maybe in the face paint there's like a mark we could give him maybe to mess his face up a little bit. But not much we can do here. Not much we can do here. You can give him an earring or something like that. So here's the thing, right? The one thing I do like about this game is that all your accessories are like visible on your character. So like like say in Diablo you'll get a necklace or like a ring. Like you put on your character, you don't see it, right? In this game, if you put a ring on and it gives you some stats, you see the ring on your character's hand. Some of the accessories are like jewelry, specifically like earrings and rings. So I don't know if having an earring on will cover it up or like putting the jewelry on will override it. So you gotta leave these ears cold. This gives him a little puppy nose. No, not doing it. Then he has tattoos, which is blush. Blush and kind of a symbol here, which maybe we can use that and kind of make it no, because it doesn't look like I mean, it kind of looks like a scar. What do you guys think? It's a little too shiny. I'm afraid if we make it darker, though, that it's going to be too apparent that it's like an actual tattoo. Harry Potter. And you know what's funny? I didn't even consider that. Because I've never read Harry Potter or seen Harry Potter, but I forgot he had like a lightning bolt. Is that what it is? Lightning bolt tattoo? I mean tattoo. Lightning bolt scar. I mean, I'm okay with it though. But here we go, face paint, right? Face paint is where I might have the opportunity to give him a real good looking mark. So let's check out the face paints. Nope, 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 nope. He has the mine chop covering up, so I can't really do anything. Star, butterfly, and they give him very cutesy looking face paints. As you can see, there's like a lot of little, like Neko, like little whisker looking things, right? Little hearts. Uh, hmm. Hmm. Maybe this will work. This isn't bad either, actually. I like this kind of cross-shaped scar. You know, when I was younger and they talked about cross-shaped scars, I never really thought of it being a cross, right? Because I was like, I was made to be very religious when I was young, right? So they made me go to Sunday school. I had to do confirmation. I had to do communion. You know, all that stuff. So to me, a cross was, you know, you know, right? It was that. And I didn't really consider the cross being crossing paths, right? I'm dumb. The Krillin face paint? Oh, the little dots on his head. I had to think about that for a second. Poor Krillin. Or Krillin, guys. We're not gonna give him any dots though. Right? I want to at least kind of enjoy the way he looks a little bit, which maybe this one. Right? So let's do this. Let's take off this tattoo. We'll do this one here, and then as far as face paint goes, we're gonna have to color it properly, which I could go off my own scar, which is kind of a lighter tone, but we gotta make sure it looks proper on this character, right? It needs to look like a scar, not like face paint. I already, yeah, I don't like. Right, look, he's a baby again. He's a baby. Uh, I think this is okay though. Right, an old scar. Oh, let's check it out in different environments, right? So, not bad looking. Not bad looking. Maybe we should try out the bear claw kind of a scar. No, I think this will do here. Now this is an important part. We got to pick his voice, so I need to raise the volume. You might hear a little bit going on, guys. Right? So, sorry if you hear like some echoing. And I like to use the laugh because the laugh is pretty like it's pretty long voice, right? Say I do this one here, right? You can't really get a good feel for it, so. Cringe. Alright, definite cringe. Oh man. No. Why don't we start from 12? What was that?
Hey, hey, hey.
Don't like this. I don't like this. Okay. I don't know about this.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, these are voices alright. These are voices alright, guys. I think we're just gonna go with 12. Yeah, I think 12 is the one, right, guys? No, we can't do that. I'm already good. I'm already cringing enough. All right, I don't want to do this. Don't want to do this. Not the film, man. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Okay. I think this is it, right? Let's test out the voice a little bit. I don't know. It sounds kind of young still. He sounds kind of like an old prospector here, which I kind of like. Right. I think we'll go with this one. Okay. I think we did as much as we could possibly do with this character that we have. As you can see, we can't make him chiseled or anything. He's always going to be this little round potato boy. Um, we worked on his face, we worked on his hair. We did everything we could do, guys. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to pick a name. And unfortunately, we're going to have to call him Frank Gallows. And we'll save this appearance just because. We'll call him. And he was born today, which is. So I just go by. You can see, I think these are 12 months right here, right? So, third month. And then he was born right now, so 28th. And Wanderer's pretty good if you're an adventurer, right? So, Ashkan. Unfortunately, I really would do that if they had like a lot of wrinkles and like an ugly, like there was like an ugly face with a leprechaun. Wasn't Rachel in the first one from Friends? She was, right? Man, that's an old movie. All right, so now that we have all that complete, we can take a look at the roles, and you can see he looks like a kid dressed up for Halloween. No matter what you do, that's how it's gonna look. So we have the gladiator here, guys, which turns into Paladin. There's actually the Paladin's costume, so I don't know why they're showing you the gladiator stuff. Uh, the pugilist, which is the monk, which now you see his little round arms. There's no definition to be had in them. Yeah, I do think she was in it. And remember Masters of the Universe? I believe Monica was in that movie too. There's the Marauder. There's the Lancer, which arguably doesn't look that bad, mostly because the armor's covering up a lot of his body. There's the Archer. Right, and then we have the Conjurer. So fortunately, there's like a lot of big robes and armor to cover him up. So we don't gotta worry about that too much. I think we'll just stay as a thaumaturge now, for now, guys. Right? Uh, I will admit I do usually like being a tank because it's easier to get into content as a tank. When you're leveling up though, it doesn't matter too much, thankfully. The one really nice thing about this game is that a lot of the older content, when you get into like the first four-man dungeons and things like that, there's an option to do it with computer players. So you don't have to sit there and wait for your queue to pop. You can get into the computer, and they're competent enough to get you through the game. With that said, I don't think you should do that too much because there's going to come a point where you're going to need a group up of people and do raids and stuff like that. So you should learn communication early, right? At least play with some buddies or something like that, and learn the mechanics and learn. Sometimes you might do a dungeon, for example, and when I was starting out, I was a tank, right? And someone said, "Hey," he said, "W2W," and I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Right? And what he wanted me to do is because he was pretty advanced and like the group I was in was like strong was get aggro and run from one wall to the other where we couldn't run anymore, and then they would just kill everything that was there, right? So you won't learn that playing with the computer, right? You won't learn any of these terms. So I think it's good to learn early, is what I'm trying to say. Um, I think we'll just go with Black Mage though, right? We can go Black Mage or Bard. I mean Bard or Arcanist does get a pet, guys, but I'll be honest, I don't remember how the pet works too well, and I'm not sure how good it is. I remember when I first started out, the pet actually did more attacking, right? I'm not sure how it's going to work out in this game, and that might be a little bit too advanced for me to learn right now. But Arcanist does like go down the path, and he'll have a DPS and a heal class, which I think I prefer tanking in this game. I should do Thaumaturge, right? Thaumaturge. Thaumaturge. I think this is good here. And we'll do I'm gonna stay on Sarge because like the main guy I know plays on this server, right? So just in case this guy like becomes my main somehow, uh, I want to have him on a server where I at least know somebody. We're gonna have to call Franklin, young Franklin Gallows, guys, right? Young Frank Gallows. Have to excuse me because I'm looking around my mic. Frank Gallows on Sarge, Thaumaturge, Guardian, Night's Hulk. Begin new game with this character. I think we're ready. The whole thing was cringe there, but we'll do it, guys. Let's get started. I guess we'll play for a little while today. Should we skip the intro this time, guys? Oh, the world is full anyway. World is full anyway. So the nice thing about this, right? We will do like we'll run around and get the crystals. We'll try to get some levels in. We'll try to get some time in. My stomach still hurts pretty bad though. But the nice thing is that you can get the jobs that are available to you. And so, for example, I can still collect the gladiator, and I can collect the pugilist, the monk. They are in this area. You can skip it, sure. Why not? Yeah, it does make the game faster if you skip all this nonsense, right? Now we will have to fix the buttons again, which is just part of the game, but we will switch the gamepad, right? We'll do that part. We'll close this, close this. So we'll take a look at his walking cycle and his run cycle. You've seen a little bit of it already, but this is how the Lalafell walks, guys. This is how he walks. He's boss baby right now. Got big old chicken legs for his thighs. Not a good look. I wish it did. I really wish it did because it's something very annoying that I have to do all the time. We'll accept this quest and then we can like run freely after that and we can see his run and walk cycle. Ready to skip all this. And you guys know this is tutorial garbage, so it's not going to matter too much. We might just skip a lot of the dialogue and I can explain what's going on because I remember most of it anyway. Right, and I don't think a lot of people necessarily like the story part from this part in particular. It does get a little bit better in the DLC areas, but the year one story is very weak. Right, so here's his run cycle. Right, I mean, this is his run cycle here. Oh, he can't run yet. So this is how he moves around. It doesn't look good. You can see the camera's a little weird because we're so small. Right, but let's try to fix these buttons while I'm in the mood to do that. So first of all, what we're gonna do is character configuration. Now, if you're watching on YouTube or you happen to wander in the stream and you know that I can save these settings somehow, let me know. But we'll do crossbar. Nope. 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 Turn all that off, right? And then always display that. Return that and return that. I mean, there is just a little bit. And we share 3 and 4. That's what I like to do anyway, right? We apply that. Okay, so it looks like everything is there. This is the nice thing about using a mouse and keyboard is I like doing this part very much, so I very much enjoy being able to drag it. Doing this on the PlayStation and figuring all this shit out, not ideal. Not ideal. At least on PlayStation, though, I will say that if you're using your PS4, you at least have the touchpad, so it kind of acts as like a mini mouse sometimes, which is not bad. Right, but we are using an Xbox controller. With that said, we do have the nice mouse and keyboard, so don't gotta worry too much. And right now, I'm just gonna resize everything. And then I'm gonna try my best to line them up together. I would think you could snap this down like that, but it's a little off, right? And I get a little OCD, so let's take a look at it. Not bad, huh? I'm okay with this. Okay. Okay, let's do it. Let's touch this crystal first of all. Oh wait, it's not there because we gotta do some story. Nonsense. Why did I do this? And you know this stuff. She's just setting us up for the story. We're in the Adventurers Guild. She's going to say, "Go learn the damn layout of the world." That's what our quest right now. That's what we're gonna do. And teaching me my job nonsense here. So I learned fire and ice. I should also fix this. Well, I remember our elemental gauge. And since I already know the elemental gauge, we can make it smaller first of all. And I do want to make it a simple gauge. With that said, what that means is that instead of having a big old graphic like, hey, this is your black mage thing, it's just going to be a bar with like some icons. But you should either remember or know that's what it's for. Right, so there's our gauge right there, as you can see. All right, so now when we have the ice or the fire, it's going to glow right here. And the more we get, the more these little pips unlock. That's all we need to worry about right now. Luckily, I've been changing the buttons so much, I'm sure you guys have noticed. We did it pretty quickly. It's the OCD kicking in, guys. Don't mind me. Close enough. Wrong way. Wrong way twice, and we still got to talk to this lady. We got to stand on a stool to talk to her. So what we are going to do very quickly. What? Is we will fix our stance first of all, right? Because I don't know what their stances are like. Oh, hello. Hello there. Hi. Hi. Hello, thumbnail for my YouTube video. How are you doing today? Yep. Screenshot. Interesting. Okay. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go grab all the crystals, and then I'm going to grab the jobs as well. I actually think I need to hit... I think I need to hit level 10 before I'm able to get all the jobs, though. I don't think I could get anything else. So, let's grab these crystals, right? Let's attune, right? That's the proper name, is attuning to the Aethernet. So I know there's one here, like right out the gate. I know there's one back here. This is his run cycle, guys. We're gonna attune. We're gonna attune to the crystals. And then, yeah, that's what we're doing. thing. So let's grab them very quickly. There's always like the main kind of like central hub crystal. I'm not sure what the big one is called, right? There goes the people there. You learned return, right? All you need to know about return is that your primary crystal you're attuned to, you can return there for free. I think the timer, like once you do it, is about 15 minutes, right? So say you're out in the world and you need to get back there quickly, or you don't want to just like, you want to go through this nonsense of walking all the way back, right? You can afford one free teleport basically, which is not bad. Not bad at all. I think I overrated that. We're just grabbing the crystals, right? So usually there's like crystals, but for like prominent spots that you should be at. So you can see they're mostly next to guilds or like to like very important parts of the story that you need to get to. I don't really remember them all off the top of my head, so I'm gonna do some searching. Do I have a... I can't use the map yet. Alright, fair enough. Surprisingly enough, I thought this race was like really popular. Maybe we're just not at a server or like a time where you see a lot of them. And this is part of the story where we're gonna hand this over, so we'll just do that since we saw him there. It's hard to take these little guys seriously. I do think that this race is popular if you're gonna use a tank, because I think people think it's funny. So we need the Miners Guild, we need the Weavers Guild, and we need the Goldsmiths Guild. Okay, where are we right now? We're here. So we can go... Technically... We can go this way. Right. Right, technically we can go this way. I think, and then down this hallway. This hallway, this alleyway. There's another Ethernet shard. Okay. I know there's a couple upstairs, so don't worry about that too much. So we keep traveling to get to the Goldsmiths Guild. And it's good to do these early guys because, they grant you access to like spots right outside the city. And then, you're going to have to touch all these crystals anyway, so you might just want to do that. It's up to you guys, though. You don't got to do it if you don't want. But take my advice. God damn it. Or else. Okay, so we're missing a couple crystals. I know we have to travel upstairs. So basically I'm just looking for... This might be it. I think we're on the right path. No, I think we're just missing one after that. Goldsmith Guild. We don't have the Thaumaturge Guild either. Okay, so we're missing the Alchemist Guild as well, which is I want to say it's this way, right? Ethernet crystal? There it is. All right, so now we're just missing one. No, we're missing two. No, we're not. We're missing one. No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay. Okay. So, Miners Guild. From the Miners Guild, we can go over to it. Looks like it's this way, but let's be sure. I can't really open up my map yet because we're not at a part of the story where we can access it, which is why I'm using the crystals to kind of like use as a map. Okay, so now we're just missing one. Which luckily for us is very close, right? We can go to the Antirai Plaza. And that's the nice part now, we can get there quickly. You know, I really hate looking at this guy. I feel like I'm being tortured. I'm so very small. I'm so very small. And, weak. Okay. So we're at the last one, finally. Then we could, get our job mission, basically. Here we go. So now we have access to the parts outside of the town, like right outside the gates, which is pretty good, right? Because sometimes you'll just want to be, you know, you don't want to walk through this whole damn city, right? Especially if you have a mission you want to get to. Kind of like this, right? I'm gonna accept, yes, give me the stuff. And I picked like the tallest, as tall as I could be, right? But there's still like people that are taller than me. Probably it's like a clothing thing. Now we can simply use a crystal and make it to outside. Pretty sweet. Right, so now we can go to the gates. And there's look, we can get right there, start farming. We gotta fix the battle thing as well, guys. I think that actually is the one thing that does save. Is the targeting. Yeah, it looks like it saves. Thankfully. So let's get started. Alright, so throw a fireball at him. So far, the thaumaturge is not bad, right? The spells feel like they hit hard. The only thing I don't like is that you can't reposition. Like, once you cast your spell, you gotta be dedicated to casting it. But that's something that's knowledge that'll come in time, like positioning, I guess you would call it. And I think that won't be a problem as long as you have the right group. Right. It will show its problems down the line. Basically, like say, for example, the wall-to-wall situation where like the tank will drag enemies. Other classes they can at least attack while they're moving, right? So like a bard could poison the enemy, and then he could do a bunch of AOE's while he's running, and just get a lot of damage in. So by the time you get to the end, you know the enemy will have some damage on them, and you don't got to work so hard. For a class like this, I gotta wait for them to reach the end or do some kind of like quick DOT that I'm not sure if they even have, and then save my hard hitting spells for when we're able to be stationary. So that'll be a little progress, a little project that we have to figure out. Is like the right moves for the right situation. We're getting levels pretty quickly. Looks like that we're done. All right, so we have two quests done pretty quickly. All right, we're making rapid progress, guys. Making rapid progress. It's almost like we did this before a bunch of times. And we can finish this one right here, and then grab the next story quest, and then turn in our thaumaturge one. Hopefully we'll be level 5, and we can just get started on the next mission right away for our job. Do I have any food I can eat? Oh, okay, fair enough. And now we could really take advantage of being able to teleport around, right? So I'm just going to use the crystal to get back to my other mission. Well, to turn it in, rather. And we have our hunting log. Hunting log is good when you're starting out to get like some quick experience. Um, let's deck them out. So now we have our little buckler, a little shield. What I think we'll do is basically we'll do a little bit of the hunting log, right, to push me to level 5. But first we'll get our main story quest. And so there's the hunting log, right, guys? See, when you're starting out, you don't gotta get much. Little ladybugs, hornets, cactars, snapping shrews, all that kind of stuff. Very easy to kill. They give you a little bit of experience. That was an accident. Oh well. So we have some hornets here. You can see, you know what's on your hunting log. Technically, they have that kind of, I call it like an onion, like a little symbol over their head, right? And once you kill enough of them, they won't have that little symbol anymore. And it'll also let you know that it's complete, if you pay attention. We can get some hornets in the meantime. Right, there we go, that's complete. We got a nice chunk of experience as well. Right, you can always access your hunting log and see what you need to get. They also tell you where the enemy is at, thankfully. Right, so this is in Western Dawnland, Central, right? This is in Western, and you know, you can just go to the west a little bit. Um, it might be further than you think, though, so keep that in mind. And you don't gotta really worry about it too much until you like start seeing the little symbols. And you don't even have to do the hunting log, by the way, right? That's not a big deal. It's somewhat worth it. It looks like we can do something here, so let's try to get this complete too. This is just like a world event. Fates are world events. He got beat up by somebody, so I guess we gotta find them. Oh, there they are. Oh, they got a lot of, oh, they're a tank. We're not moving because since it's like tap targeting, no matter what I do, basically we're just gonna get punished. And we actually might die here because they have a lot of health. I see. So I think we're gonna fail this fate. I don't have anything to heal myself with, so. Yeah, bad idea. You know what we can do, guys? I have an idea. Done. I forgot I'm not like a tanky class, right? It would have been easier if we had a little bit of defense, so. Don't worry about it too much. We can come back to get them. Or just get these like easy to kill enemies. I gotta keep an eye on my mana too, because that's something that I'm not used to. There we go. I wanted to hit level 5. And so now we can do our next job mission. That's what I think we should focus on, is getting our class pretty high. And I saw something briefly pop up, which I think means that we can start getting the other jobs as well. It might be nice to be able to switch between a couple, right? Maybe like a DPS and a tank or something like that. It wouldn't be too bad. So, you know, let's just use this little Ethernet shard. The one thing you have to remember though is that, you know, once you switch your class, you're gonna be brought down to that class's level. So I don't know if you want to like focus on leveling up a lot of jobs or getting them all and stuff like that, but you will have to start from whatever level that job starts from, and some of them start from like level 1. So you have to be ready for that, guys. And I also just picked the wrong mission here, so we're going to abandon that. Wait, no, I don't think so. I think we're doing the right thing. We should grab the other classes though. Let's grab the gladiator class. We won't do the mission right away, right? But you need to get it at least so that you can start saving the builds. Oh, we can't do it yet. What level do we need to be? Oh wait, we can join it. Okay. Nope, we need to be level 10. Got it. Level 10. Okay. And it looks like we need to... Just want to make sure. I actually think our best bet is to... Okay. Okay. So we'll go to the central one. And then... this way. Am I still going the right way? Let's make sure. It's off by a little bit. And we'll take advantage of killing the enemies we can right for our log. So we have some cactuar over there that we can get. Yeah. Oh, I'm out of mana. That's something I do have to pay attention to. I guess we have to wait a little bit. There are potions and stuff you can drink, guys. We just don't have access to any yet, really, and we're gonna need to like stock up. You know, those have their own cooldown, so you do have to be careful still. Okay. It looks like the extent of it for now. Some of these side missions you don't really need to do, like I said, guys. It's important though to make sure that the reward right is worth it. You know, if all else fails, like I would just like suggest following kind of a guide, because you don't want to get caught up doing side missions that aren't really important and aren't really going to give you, you know, they're not going to give you a lot of experience anyway. You're better off just doing most of the main story quests. I'm kind of just looking around, making sure there's nothing that I need to actually kill like this, for example. I'll try to take advantage of just, since we're coming across them, getting them down the first time. You see they're getting tougher though. Taking a little bit more magic to get them down. Oh, thought it was dead. Probably left it alone. We can go just like that, another level. See, uh, something quick and easy to do. So, you know, I wouldn't suggest killing every single enemy unless you're trying to be like a completionist, right? But it's good to do early on in the game. We're gonna avoid like the level 17 Tortoise because he will one-shot us basically. So we're gonna do our best to not engage. We also did get either lightning or thunder, and that is actually our DLT, I believe. So let's hit him with it. Thunder, right? Pop him like that. Let's see if it does a DOT. It is DOTing. Okay. In terms of weaknesses enemies have, I'm not sure if that like exists in this game in particular, like hitting like a you know, like an ice enemy with a fire spell. I'm not sure on that. Could be wrong, so I don't want to give you guys the wrong advice. You can see also it's hard to see our character, right? We're hidden in the brush. That is going to be one of the issues with using a race like this, like a very small race. There you go, another level. Another one. Looks like we exhausted everybody over here. It helps being on a server where they give you bonus experience, which I think legacy servers do. So if you don't have anybody that you know that is playing the game, right, try to pick a legacy server. Get some extra experience. If you're subscribed to the game, you get extra experience. If you're in a guild or a free company, or whatever they call it in this game, you get extra experience. We are in a fate, but I don't necessarily want to do that right now, right? So we'll leave it alone. They are hostile, so time to start running. I'm sure you guys remember all this from yesterday. We're giving them the damn cut of meat. Their brother's gonna have a hissy fit. Right, all that kind of stuff. And I think we'll just simply teleport back. I do think that you need to... Hold on, messed up there somewhere. You need to teleport to the larger crystals, right? So I can't do it to this one here. And then from the larger ones, you can, you know, pick between those. Am I? Can't teleport? Oh, I don't have enough money. Okay, so I think we can simply return at least. There we go. Just like that, we made it back pretty quick, huh? What am I doing? I can use this crystal here. Nice and simple. We've seen all this yesterday, right? And I think this is roundabouts where we stopped for the most part. I'm actually not sure. Oh, I should have got the hat. Well, it's too late now. There we are in our little robe. Already level 7. A lot of good stuff here. I will tell you when we stream this, like, and I feel better, we're gonna need to stream for like a longer time. Because there's a lot to do in this game. That's for damn sure. There's a lot to do, and I don't want to like, say we do it in like small parts like this, like we're not gonna get anywhere. We're definitely not gonna get anywhere. So we're gonna have to allocate a lot of time to this. I already played way longer than I thought I was gonna play. It was really good. I was really just gonna talk about like me switching the race, and then we ended up switching again anyway. You know. And I also want to get to like the better parts of the class gameplay, which, surprise, surprise, you're gonna have to play the game to get to it. We could take a look at this guy because I do believe he's supposed to be. Oh, also try to make sure that you're getting the right thing, right? So, for more DPS classes, right, you want the Disciples of War stuff, and then you want, the other stuff that you can actually use, right? So, say I were to pick these, couldn't use them anyway. Make sure you get the right tool for the job, guys. And we haven't done all this before, right? So we got to give them their damn pretzels. They're hungry. They're hungry. That guy's up there. You know what? Why don't we make an effort to play a lot right now? I'm not feeling great, but I think what we'll do, I have an idea. What we'll do is finish this quest up. And then I'll see if I can eat anything light very quickly. Let's see if it helps my poor upset stomach. Let's try to get a lot done today. And what we're doing for this mission, guys, is we're feeding the troops, basically, right? Because they can't leave their post. I mean, they technically could leave their post, but they're dedicated to the job. That is something. If you guys done security work before, like if you're in a post where you can't really take a lunch break, and you get hungry, good fucking luck. All right, you're a drone. You're not allowed to. I've done security guard work for like about 3-4 years. And if you're in a post where there's nobody to cover you, and you really got to go to the bathroom or something like that, you do that at your own risk, right? Because you're just a trained monkey, basically. They would rather you piss yourself. At least the company I was working for. I'm not going to name any names. Right, so if you bring lunch or you bring your food with you, even then, if like someone sees you eating and you're on the job, if they complain about you eating, you could still get in trouble and get let go. So it doesn't matter if you're hungry or not. is basically tough luck. And we already have this bone staff, right? So we're just gonna get this bronze piece, and bronze piece basically is something you can sell. There you go. We got our first roll action, and roll actions are like some things that are shared between a lot of the jobs. So a lot of the tanks will have like some of the same like defensive actions you could take. So casting jobs like this, you'll get like poison sometimes, or some kind of like a thing to control the enemy, like maybe like a knee shot to like make them slower and cripple them, stuff like that. You can see we have it right there. I don't know what it's called. We can take a look, right? I don't know why I'm sitting here saying I don't know. Right, so there's Addle. So lowest target's physical damage dealt by 5 and magic damage. So it just debuffs them a little bit. You can see there's a bunch of stuff here. So there's sleep, put them to sleep. There's lucid dreaming, which starts getting your MP back, which is pretty good. All right, swift cast, expose cast immediately, sure cast. You can cast Defy Interruption, so I think you could like tank through one hit basically if it stuns you, right, and just pop that. Some pretty good stuff. Right, some pretty decent stuff. We do need to hit level 10 to get to our next job quest. A very young noble woman. So I think this is the one where we had to find a lady, the young lady. She was praying somewhere. Make sure she's okay, basically, right? So that's what we're gonna do, guys. You know what? Let me take that a few minutes break and grab something to eat. So, guys, I will be back. Why don't we, before we get that done, let's zoom in on our character. Right. I don't like the way he looks. Oh, man. I mean, we did our best, right? We did our best. So there's that. What I want to do is I want to change his stance, right? We want to change pose. And let's pick a pose that is not bad looking. I don't know what these poses look like for Lalafels. I'm trying my best not to call them Lalifels, right? Because, Lali is not good, guys. Zoom out. That actually gave me the chills. Not a fan of that. That one's okay. That one's okay. There's that one. No. We'll do the arms folded. Okay. And then same thing for your weapon drone, right? You have to actually make sure that you select it. There are some pretty cool poses depending on your job class, so just keep that in mind. Well, while we wait, I guess we'll make them dance. Is there a dance? Doesn't look like it. Sort by name. There we go. So there's the dance. Now I do think you can actually change pose on the dances. No, I was dead wrong, guys. I was dead freaking wrong. But we'll make them dance. And I'm going to grab some food real quick, guys, and hopefully that'll help a little bit. And I'll be back. We're going to run the playlist, the music playlist as usual. So a few minutes, guys. Oops, nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Oops, nobody heard that play. I gotta tell you, I just got my food, but I realized that my phone was dying, and the phone is what we use for the chat, guys, right? So I need to plug it in. I need to plug it in. We still need to reorganize our room a little bit. Well, what I think I'm gonna do is once we finally get everything done, right? I know I've been putting it off a little bit. Is that we're gonna get the green screen set up still. That's a little project we need to work on. Um, right, but I think what we can do is end up using our. I think this is like a Roku TV, right? We have like an old Roku that could connect to the internet, so we're just gonna pop in an Ethernet cable and use that for the chat. Yeah, yeah, I know, but I hate talking about it a lot and then we don't do it, right? There's something I do have an issue with is procrastination. So I feel like sometimes you just got to do it, right? Sometimes you just got to get up and do it. But I feel like we're making a good pace, right? Like I said, I was gonna get the PC. We got the PC. We got the upgrades. I figured out how to do it all myself, and I'm pretty proud of myself for that. I'm pretty proud of myself. I just got some pieces of chicken here, guys. So pardon me for a second while we eat them. All right. Um, I gotta take it easy though, because I didn't work out too much today. I did like 40 minutes on my stationary bike. I try to get in an hour every day during the weekday. And there's like not like any lollygagging either. We do like brisk, a pretty brisk pace. And I do want to eventually get back into the weights. But weights are something I have to be careful with because I have this arm injury. And the issue is, I guess you guys can watch me eat. I don't give a shit. Right, the issue we have with this arm injury. Yeah, it's not. It's easier than I thought it was gonna be. Right. Uh, I still get pretty nervous because I'm prone to messing things up. So let's hold on, guys. Let's switch this over to just chatting for a minute. Also trying to stay on top of like making sure our stream is right uh, as well. So let's see if I can fix this, guys. Give me one moment. Uh, I don't care enough. Right. Um, I just get nervous about messing things up because especially since I'll be honest, we haven't had a regular job for a little while now. Like my ability to replace parts that we fuck up would not be easy, right? So if I mess something up, it's messed up, and then I got to deal with it, right? So I get nervous sometimes about messing things up. I don't know. So I try to take my time and do my best with it. But the PC videos, they all are a big help. They are a huge help. It's not as hard, not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Thankfully, thankfully, I'm sure at some time down the line though we'll do something because I'm eventually like this game looks good and Elder Scrolls looks alright, but that's mostly because we are playing older games. And I feel like the best bet for me to do would be to transition fully over to PC. Right, you might as well bite the bullet there. My face so shiny. And we're gonna need a graphics card at some point, which is not gonna be soon. Right, it's not gonna be soon. But there's gonna come a point in our life where we will need to do it. And I guess I could just eat this one piece for now, and it'll hold me over. I hope. Or but um, yeah, I'm happy with what we're doing so far. Right, that is very true. That actually took me a couple hours, right? And then I had to watch like a young person do it, and he just like palmed it in there. I was like, oh, okay, and I heard all the things click. So it is a learning experience, and it's good to know because it seems like PC is like just the future, right? I'm not sure how long consoles and PCs are going to be separate. Right there, Xbox is slowly turning into like a PC kind of. Right, at some point, they're going to be interchangeable. Maybe not in my lifetime, right? Because who knows how much time I have left. Right, but we'll see. I think we'll kind of like this for now. Yeah, I like my finger. That is true too, right? But that works out to people's benefit. I also noticed that he just stopped dancing on his own. I guess I gotta find the dance that loops. Uh, that's fine. Let's zoom out again. Disorienting sometimes. Disorienting, but let's try to find this lady. I believe she is praying somewhere, and like monsters are gonna ambush her, so we just gotta defend her a little bit. Not that big of a deal. Yeah, yeah, I noticed that too. I noticed that too. But that, like I said, that's a good thing. It's a good thing to have one console, I guess you would say. I know some companies are trying to change that, right? Like, Nintendo doesn't want to do that. Like, maybe sometime down the line there'll be like a Nintendo PC exclusively for Nintendo stuff, right? I know they're really against that. It is what it is. Yeah, they do, unless your PC is so shitty, right? And that is kind of a little bit of an issue. Like, my PC is okay, but it could be a lot better.
Forgive my weakness.
We're gonna have to upgrade it a little bit more. Let's just get this cutscene. They're just getting ambushed, so we just gotta defend them. That's all. We should have started out with a thunder spell. Let's do thunder now. Right. And then we'll do ice a couple times. Actually, we'll lower their defense, switch over to fire. Alright. Now they have their defense lowered. So they should, in theory, take more damage from this. They have a lot of life. They have a hell of a lot of life. That is true, but you didn't think about the fact that it would drop a really shitty PC. Right, they'll drop a really shitty PC and expect you to use it for their gaming, right? Didn't they drop a whole, like, console with a tablet one time? That nobody bought? It actually kind of looked pretty cool, but, Let's hammer this again. I wouldn't put it past them trying to make a buck. Maybe doing stuff sometimes. I do believe I'm in charge of killing the ads while he works the boss. Is why we're focusing on them. For G, since we're not a tank, like, this will be easy because I could do like a big AoE. I don't have the AoE yet on this one. So, we gotta do this here. Okay. And then we can dust them off. Okay, he did it. The Switch is a cool system. They do have some good ideas sometimes, right? Um, Sometimes they don't. Right. Switch is cool. I have a Switch. I have a Switch. I'm pretty sure it's about time that they make a news console, though. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. Let's get this cutscene. Right, it's bound to happen. If it had a little bit more power behind it, it would have been nice. That thing really scared the hell out of me. This is a mount, guys. Look at this mount. Where's the person? There they are. They're they're like hanging on for dear life on its shoulder. That is true, right? It's technically just a portable one that you can connect to your TV. That is true. Um, it has been a while since they made, what was the last one? The Wii U? Right, that was like technically just a pure console. Let's make it back there, guys. By the way, guys, if you're watching on YouTube or you're watching here and you're not following me yet or you're not subscribed, what the hell is wrong with you guys? Feel free to follow, feel free to like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, whatever it is, alright? If you want to watch me live, guys, there's a link to my channel, description of the video. You don't know who I am. My name is Frank Gallows, guys, and we stream every day, or as often as possible, guys, usually on the weekdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Link to my channel in the description of the video. Unless you're watching me right now, then thank you. Trying to be on as much as we can. We're playing some Final Fantasy. We're doing like the playthrough here. Using a lot of fel. We're trying to get them leveled up, guys, basically. We have a new mission here. I don't think we're going to be reading too much of this stuff until we get to like the good DLC story. There's not much you have to know, honestly. Where you're an adventurer, they're giving you adventure quests, you're making a name for yourself, right? That's basically what the Year 1 story is all about. There's some other stuff thrown in, and I'll tell you the important stuff when we come across it. The Wii, right? The Wii was pretty good. They sometimes they do have really fun things to do, right? But there, at the end of the day, there's like a lot of gimmicks they have, right? The DS was a dual screen. Arguably, they're all fun though. It would be nice to see them be on par with other consoles and have some power, right? Lacking a lot of the time. Very much lacking. As you guys know, I used to play a lot of DC Universe online, and there is a Switch version, and it is horrible. It is very bad. There's no good. There's an immense amount of lag and like rendering. God help you if you play it on the damn Switch. They're behind like a month or two in content because they got to get like the approval process, and it's very slow, especially with it being Nintendo. So a whole event will go by, like a whole Halloween event will go by, and you'll get it like 2 months after Halloween, right? It's not great. It's not great. I don't know how easy Nintendo is to work with. You gotta deliver a pumpkin, right? So a lot of these missions you don't really need to know too much about it. It's just to do this for this person, and the story part is peppered in somewhere eventually down the line. We're gonna do our best to get to level 10 tonight. That way we can get access to the other jobs and start working on them as well. And let's make sure there's no enemies we have to kill. Nothing yet. But we can work on the hunting log as well on top of that. A lot of stuff. There goes the enemy we can get. That one's just kind of fun. His only weakness isn't not to be able to like walk and cast, right? But I think that's all the casters. So, at least it's not unique to him only. Also, guys, if you're interested in playing Final Fantasy XIV online, uh, there is, in fact, a free trial you can play, which lets you get up to level 60, I believe. There are some heavy limitations, but if you are strapped for cash and you really want to try it out, you can't go wrong with it, honestly. I see there's some enemies we can kill here. They are part of an event, but we'll just kill them just because we need to get them out of our hunting log. It looks like they're far away. Can I target them, please? Thank you. Okay, there we go. But there is a, I'm sure it's for PlayStation as well as the PC. You can play the free trial. The restrictions are you cannot trade and you cannot use the world chat and you cannot make a party. You can join a party. So there are workarounds for that. You can have someone that's already subscribed, like a friend or anybody like that, invite you to a party. You can have one person that's subscribed invite to a party. You can use like Discord chat or something like that, right? So it doesn't hurt to try it out if you're interested, and you can work around that until you're ready to pay for the game. Of course, you won't have access to all the DLCs as well, so you'll be missing out on a couple of jobs, you know, that you just can't get, period, unless you put some money in. That's just how it goes, guys. Not much you can do about that. You know what? Why don't we work on finishing this event? That way I could get the experience, because we're kind of close to getting to level 10. Okay, if you see me looking off to the side, by the way, guys, I am looking at my chat, basically. Let's save some mana. There are a lot of jobs you can pick from the base game, by the way, right? Talking more about the free trial. So you can get a good experience from it. You know, there are all the roles, right? So you're not going to be tied to just being a damage dealer if you don't want to be. If you want to try out healing, if you want to try out tanking, you have some options there. Let's get out of this. Oh, you stunned me. We got it done. So usually when you complete a fate, you'll just get like money and experience, but it's good to do. Usually, if you really need the extra experience, right? You'll definitely know when it's not worth doing, basically. As far as you know, something else to note, guys, is like if I had to recommend an MMO, you know, you want to play an MMO, and I'll be honest with you guys, that is populated and thriving. First of all, it doesn't do you any good to play an MMO that is cheap, but it's also a sinking ship. So this is one of the ones I would recommend if you're like new and want to try something out. I would also recommend Elder Scrolls. The playstyle is very different, but those are two ones that I know have a lot of player base. Right? Don't go playing like you know, like freaking Neverwinter or like Lord of the Rings. You know, they might be fun games, but there's nobody there. And you can make an argument for Neverwinter. My counterpoint for Neverwinter is, first of all, that game ain't really free. It suffers from the same thing that DC Universe suffers from, which is if you want to be good at that game, you're gonna have to buy in and buy in heavy. So keep that in mind. Second of all, you'll see a lot of people, but they are very old players, first of all, and I don't think they get new players coming in. Community is toxic, and I don't really think there's that many players. I don't think so. I don't care what anybody says, right? There's not that many people there. It's not high end, right? And those are like the two I can recommend right out the gate. DC Universe is like an action MMO. You're gonna have to buy in a lot with that one, right? So if money is also like an issue, you know, I would also say avoid the things where they make you basically buy power. And Neverwinter and DC Universe are two big games that make you buy power. They're very pay to win. It doesn't look like it when you first start, but it ends up being like that, guys, right? You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. You know, if you're watching on YouTube as well and you have like games that you like playing, you know, feel free to suggest them. That's just like the two I know of the most. But if you're looking for MMO, you really want one that is alive. You want one that's alive. You don't want one that's gonna die in a year or like, you know, is not there's nobody there and you're playing to meet people and have fun and you're walking around alone and all there is the warm hum of your computer and the gust of wind that you can hear in the game. Don't do that to yourself. Here, let's do this here. Be careful, guys. I mean, just attuning ourselves, right? Now, this guy will only give us a mission if, like, all of our gear is level 5 or higher. We need a hat, basically. That's why he is not going to give us our mission. So we need a hat. Luckily for us, I did see a vendor down there in the last area, so we're just going to check him for... You know what, actually? This is technically a mini town, and there should be an armor right here. So, there we go. There's a merchant and menderer. Let's repair our gear first of all. Let's repair all of it. And then we can purchase a hat. And these are just little tutorials that pop up whenever you do something there, right? We'll just buy the hat, just because we need it. And I think we're good to go. Yeah, so now you see the mission is green. That means that, you know, we have it complete. I also know, guys, and you know, I was stressing before to make sure it's alive, but if you're on console, your MMO choices will be limited, right? So, if you're on Xbox, all you really have, honestly, that is alive is Elder Scrolls Online. Neverwinter is there, but like I said, you're gonna have to buy it a lot down the line. I'm not sure what else is there, honestly. We're level 10, guys. Here we have our robe. Oh, we're like a little, what's that? What's that dude from Star Wars? Anybody remember his name? Not the green, not the Yoda dude, right? Not Baby Yoda. The other guy, the Force Ghost guy. We're like a little Jedi. And what I think we're gonna do right now is we're gonna, no, not Yoda. He does look, well, you know, it is the Force Jedi. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a Star Wars guy. I'm a Star Trek guy. It's a Jedi robe, right? Obi-Wan. We're like a little baby Obi-Wan. I guess Yoda would be more accurate though because of our height. What I think we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this mission and then we're gonna go back and get our job class quest and grab the other jobs as well. See, now you can set this to your home point, and when you do that, you can teleport this here for free. We're gonna leave it way back over there for now, right? Because we're gonna need to go back and forth there for jobs. So that's a thing, guys. I don't know why I'm taking. I always, it's kind of like a bad habit, right? I gotta remember that we can use these crystals to our advantage. Internet. Let's go to Thaumaturge Guild. We'll grab the quest there, and then we'll go back. We'll grab the gladiator, and we'll grab the pugilist. I don't know where the pugilist is at, mind you guys. I know he's there somewhere. He's there somewhere. So we gotta find them. Speak with Kokobani. Let's make sure Thunder, so at 12 we get Blizzard, and then at 15 we get Scave. Deals unexpected damage. Okay. Slate Fs. That's what we gotta do. Now we're not gonna go get them right away, right? We're gonna go to the Gladiators Guild first, and we're gonna grab a Gladiator job, just in case we want to change up our playstyle for a little while. And we're also gonna get the Pugilist. I don't know where he's at though. The Pugilist we're gonna have to look around for a little bit. There's usually a job in each area where you like don't have a crystal like close to it. Could be wrong on that, but I remember there's one in Limsa which is the thief, and he doesn't have a crystal. Like it's not like, oh, this is the thief guild, right? It's not just right there. You gotta find it. I'm talking to the wrong person, by the way. I had to complete the quest. Okay, guys. Big whoops. Big whoops. We gotta complete this level 10 quest and then we can get the other jobs. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Let's see how close we are to these enemies. This is close enough, I think, right? No, this is closer. You know what would have been a good idea if when yeah, I don't know why they didn't do this, is that when The Mandalorian came out and it was in the height of its popularity, they really should have ported over the MMO to consoles. Right, keep things going while they're hot. I guess it's kind of hard to do, or else if it was easy, people would just do it. I guess. I don't know. We do have to find some Fs though, which I think are like salamanders. Far away from them. All right. Because I was very interested in the Star Wars MMO. You know me though. I was a console kiddie, so I didn't have a PC, and I missed it while they came out. And now I'm not even sure if the game is good or not. I see people playing it sometimes, like on YouTube, and they have a fun time with the game and stuff like that. But we're already like stretching out our like our video gaming to begin with, right? So I kind of got to pick a couple of things we can stick with. Right, before you know it, Diablo is going to be out, and I really want to play a lot of it while it's new, and get some good time and learn the mechanics and get some gear, you know. What the hell is this? I think we're doing the wrong mission. I'm almost positive we're doing the wrong mission, but we're here now. We might as well get this guy down. Right, so unfortunately, like I said, we won't really have the chance to. I don't think I'll be able to try Star Wars. As interested as I am in the game, you know, MMOs take up a lot of time, so you gotta pick which one you want to play. And I'm already looking forward to another couple games coming out, right? Like I said, Elder Scrolls is gonna have the new class soon, and I want to see if that's good. And I do enjoy Final Fantasy, and this is time that we are buying, right? So technically, should probably play the game while we have time, right? I think I already lost like a week or so when I was waiting for those upgrades to come in. Right? You only get 30 days, and then you gotta re-up on your habit. So, you know, I might as well use it while I got it. Might as well use it while I got it, right? And then the other stuff is free, so I don't have to worry too hard. Right, maybe if we have some downtime, you know, we could try some other stuff. Hopefully we get some traction too, right? This would be a lot easier if I didn't have to worry about, you know, I'm not really too worried right now, but I do have to think about like drawing more people and, which will come in time, right? But I still have to, it's still something I have to think about. Look at the staff. Let's do that. We're just gonna grab this quest, but we're not gonna do it because I need to do the job one. So let's make sure we get that done. Also, once you hit level 10, guys, you can get these Chocobos, the Chocobo Keep. And you really want to talk to everybody there because all these towns are linked together, right? So this Chocobo could take you to the other town and you won't have to really run there, right? So just make sure you talk to the Chocobo Keeps. Once you hit level 10, you have to be level 10, I believe, to do it. But yeah, this is our plan. This is what we're doing. Doing our job quest. Getting our hunting log complete. Get some extra experience. Help him with the lightning. Bug Zapper. Okay, we're done with that part. And I do think, funny enough, that F might be on our hunting log as well. Alright, and there's bats here. Okay, cool. So, just debuff them. Hit him with the lightning. Hit him with some fire. Salamanders are such an odd creature, huh? They get pretty big too in real life. I don't think this big, but they get pretty big. I wonder if they're edible. Are they edible? Can you eat a salamander? Are they all just made out of slime? I'm sure someone found out how to cook it good. It's kind of interesting trying to figure out the best way to save on your mana. I still ate that spray. That's not good. Check it again. Gotta be careful. This is the one negative, is that you can't. It's hard to move out the way. You gotta like finish your spell. Either finish or just drop it, basically. Still alive. Looks like we need some more power. We need to kill 8 of these dudes. Alright. Alright, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the bats out the way. I think you need to kill 3 of each, it seems like, for the most part, so that is what we're gonna do, guys. Switch over to save some mana. What do you guys think of the Thaumaturge so far? Not bad, right? We're a little lacking with our spells, but we're gonna get there. Looks like someone's getting a lot of help, so we're gonna take advantage of that while we can. Right, there's another wizard out here doing their mission. That is something you can get in the future, guys. You can get a Chocobo as a mount, and he will also be a companion in like a battle sense, right? So that is later on down the line. They have a pretty nice looking Chocobo. I think you gotta buy in to get one that good looking though. Could be wrong. Probably am wrong. Just gonna nuke them in unison. Not bad though. Class isn't bad. That is true. I will say I find some of the other classes more fun. But it's not bad. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. For what it's worth. Okay, we have 6 of them. Is there any more in there? No. Just need one more. Alright, that should be it. Can I return? Nope, I still got a cooldown on it. Luckily we have some gold, but I don't know if I want to use it right away. Mostly because we're kind of low on the gold. So where am I? So we're gonna shoelace express it back, I guess. I'm trying to make sure we didn't miss any of these enemies, right? Because all this experience does add up, guys. It adds up. I still don't like that I'm a stinking Lalafell, but we'll get over it. This person riding a motorcycle. They're tiny. Tiny motorcycle. Whatever. We'll eventually get to the rest of the jobs, right? So once we hit level 10, we'll switch over to Gladiator. We're not gonna like switch over, right? But we'll be able to pick it and use it for a little while, you know, all that kind of stuff. When we get to the other places that have more jobs available, we'll grab all those as well. Since we're passing by, we'll just turn this mission in. Oh, he has a mission for us to do. I think this mission basically is like these kids are hungry. So you just give them cookies, basically. Right? They hang around because they get free food, basically, and I think they're in like a bad family situation where they don't have much money. So the guy's just looking out for them. And we're handing out the cookies to the kids. Some of these kids go back home to share it with their siblings. Some of them try to save it for later, which means they're kind of down on their luck. And we'll turn it in just to get the experience. Why not? Oh, gotta do some more stuff. So we'll meet him later, and we'll turn in our mission. And you know, once we turn it in, we'll have access to more jobs. We'll have access to more jobs. As far as like the actual fun classes go, like I'm not sure what like your guys' playstyle is, right? So I'm not sure what like let's say there's other MMOs, what classes would you usually pick? Like what archetypes? Would it be like a tank? Would it be like a damage dealer? Would it be like a healer? Right, because I guess everybody's fun is kind of different, right? Some people like healing and making sure the group is alive, and that's their fun. Some people like being able to pull a whole room together and just like stay alive as long as they can, right? Some people just like doing the big nuke, right? Dropping the big DPS bomb on people. And that's their satisfaction. Right, some people like getting dressed up and that's their end game, right? Their fashion. Um, Thaumaturge. Oh, I got you. I got you. Like a range damage dealer, like a like you know, there's an archer in the game, right? So he's ranged physical. This is a damage dealer, but he's ranged magic. There's like the monk, and he's uh, melee, melee, right? Physical, melee range physical. Investigate the armored war transport and obtain blood from the Amalja. So this is kind of a bigger quest, right? At level 10, you get like a more of a major kind of quest. So I guess we still got to do some more stuff. for range and magic. So there's like some pretty good choices in this game. Thaumaturge is fine, right? Now there's the red mage, and the red mage is really good. Um, the summoner, which starts off as I think the conjurer. I could be slightly wrong with the name, right? He's pretty decent if you like a pet. Uh, your pet basically is not really in this game at least is not like a pet you bring out and then he just like, goes over there. You kind of command them with like magical skills, right? So you'll summon like you summon like a mini titan. The titan will squish the ground, and then you like call out the phoenix, and the phoenix will breathe fire, right? And I think eventually you could call out like Bahamut at some point. I really just want to see what this is, so let's take a look. Way down the hole. We need a different quest. It's over here. Threat of policy. So we need to get to doesn't matter, it seems like. This is our best bet to start right there. But yeah, so like the red mage is really good. The black mage is pretty good, like I said too. You got to get to his better spells though, right? Because we're starting out, so we have like the regular old like blizzard and stuff like that. You just got to be dedicated to actually casting the spell. I've seen some hard hitters, right? I've seen him dropping meteors on people's head. Um, the summoner, once he gets going and he starts summoning in like the big summons, he's pretty cool as well. Oh, we're gonna have to do some walking. Okay. I actually could have teleported to that crystal there, but we're already taking. We're already walking over here, right? Taking our time. So we'll make it there. I do think there's Blue Mage in the game, but I'm not sure if he's like a job you can bring into many places. Um, I prefer I prefer like myself either being a tank or like a ranged DPS, and it doesn't matter; those are interchangeable, right? So I could be arranged with a pet, I could be arranged with like a gun or a bow or arrow, or I could be ranged magical, right? That's usually what I prefer. But if it's not any of those, then I prefer to just be a flat out tank. A flat out tank and just like getting into groups easy and being able to survive. That's like what I prefer to do. And if I have a pet in the mix, then of course, like I'll have like a drone or a damn bear or what the hell? Level 50. Let's walk by that. We can't fight that right now. It's too strong for us. There's some good ranged physical DPS in this game. The engineer is really good. The archer is really good. I really like the engineer though. Unfortunately, he's tied behind DLC, so we got to get to DLC to do the ranged thing. Unless you're a bard. Why is this mission so far? Kind of annoying. We are a adventurer, though. We're gonna have to travel eventually. Right, that's part of the job description. To wander, to travel, to be OCD and keep checking the map a bunch of times, to run away from enemies that are trying to kill us for no reason. I didn't even start a fight with them. Right. There's some the big old frogs down there, though. I do think these frogs are hostile. Whenever you see like a triangle like that next to them, that means they're hostile. Right? That means that they'll start the fight without you doing anything at all. So we're gonna sneak by. Like Metal Gear Solid. Right? It's okay, it's okay. I mean, they don't see me. You have to be careful with them because they have like a ranged attack where they can kind of like pull you in with their tongue. Kind of like that. Kind of like that, and you don't want to get caught by it, really. I think we made it, guys. We're good. We're good. We made it. Nice. I wish I could just like, because I could visit other servers, right? But I can't make it my main server, I don't think. Unless I'm wrong and you're watching on YouTube or you know otherwise, then let me know. Because my main character does have a bunch of jobs that I could show off, right? Uh, I don't think I have Red Mage. I think I was trying to learn it. But we'll get there eventually. We made it. There should be a big fight here. Yep. But you have to eat all these hits because I really have no choice but to do so. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. Luckily, we fight fire with fire. Now we can go back to the guild. So now I think we'll just return. Oops, nobody saw that. And hopefully that's all we had to do. The crate and the blood. Skip this whole part. It doesn't really matter. Turn this mission in. So they finally just let me know that I can pick a lot of jobs, but they recommend that you finish your first, you know, like your main job. That way you don't get too many things, like too many things on your plate, right? Now we have access, now that you're level 10 and you finished your first class, like, you know, your first like major part of like leveling your class up, you get gear sets, guys, and what gear sets are is you can save them first of all, right? And then you can easily switch between your jobs like that. So just, you know, you make sure that your mage, for example, has all his current gear on him. Like you can use your recommended gear, you'll have your gear on there. You make sure it's up to date over here with your update gear set. And then when you want to switch to like say the gladiator, you just save the gladiator gear set and you switch back and forth and you make sure his gear is up to date. Pretty par for the course when it comes to that. And don't be worried about not having enough gear set slots, because usually when you get a new job, they open up one more gear set slot for you. So it's not that much of a premium. You don't have to worry too much. With that said, let's get the gladiator's job. And let's try to find out where the pugilist is at and get his as well. Right? And I'll show you guys what I mean by you'll get like another job slot or another gear set slot, right? So now we can finally unlock it. They could do that whole thing I talk about, the annoying thing where they tell you about the job and they don't let you join yet, right? So here she is giving me the rundown. And then I didn't even get the job yet until I do that, right? So now we have that. And the way you switch between your jobs, guys, is if you don't have it yet and they give you the weapon for the job, for example, we got a sword. I think we got a sword. Not yet. Okay, I think we gotta talk to her. And I think she also gives you a rundown the first time and then you have to say yes or no. Yeah, so be careful about this part about mashing the buttons, right? Because you're gonna have to say yes, you're ready for a life of being like whatever job you're gonna be. Right now we got our sword. A lot of dialogue in this game. Right? So Say you just got the job, right, and you don't have any gear set saved. Usually they'll give you a weapon, and what you want to do is you go to your character and find the weapon, and just like that, you're a gladiator, right? You unlocking the job gives you armory bonus, and basically it's what I said. The minute you get an armory bonus is like an extra slot that you can use to save your armory, right? So now that we have that, this is important though, is you want to go to your gear set list, and if you were to just update your gear, you'll be overriding your job that you currently are, right? So you go to your gear set list, and you just go to this little one and create a new gear set, right? This little plus, and just like that, you have both jobs now. And you could do the recommended gear, right? And then upgrade that, right? And then you can switch back to your thaumaturge. And there you go, easy, simple, right? You can only accept like job classes as that job, like job class quests. So make sure you switch over. You know, if you have an issue getting like a, you know, like say you go to the Gladiators Guild and you know you can do a mission there. Like sometimes you have to be a gladiator, right? So make sure you switch over. Right, just like that. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. So now we're the gladiator, and we can get our gladiator quest. And since we're just starting out, as you can see, now we're level 1 because we're a gladiator, right? So we're level 1 again, which sometimes it can be a bit of a slog unless you like have a nice high-level job, and then you kind of have someone help you out a little bit. Thankfully, we have some stuff unlocked already, right? So it's not that big of a deal. And we'll have our basic stuff. So gladiator is very, very, you know, if you're into like sword and board, right? So there's your sword, and there's little your board right there, right? Very, very sword and boardy class. And you start out, you just get a basic attack. You just hit them, right? That's all you gotta do, guys. Don't worry about none of anything else. Just do that. And you'll eventually get stuff that like, you know, raises your defense and pulls in aggro better. All that kind of stuff. Right. We're already level 2. Sorry about that. And we got fight or flight, which basically is an attack buff. So we activate it, now we do extra damage. One thing you are expected to do no matter what class you are is to contribute to damage, guys. Right, so you gotta make sure you keep your buffs up and have like if your class is DOTs, keep your DOTs going on the enemy, because all that damage does add up when everybody's working together. And people will expect you to do that, right? Even as a DPS, you don't get to take it easy and just stand there. You're gonna have to swing for the fences. Make sure you do that. There's no reason to not do it, right? Why would you stand there just doing nothing? And I do think the last enemy is over here, so we'll do that. We'll get him down real quick. You can see we're leveling up pretty easily. And we're a class that could take some punishment now too, so we don't got to worry too hard. The one thing that you have to keep in mind when you're a gladiator is that your reach is very small, because you're kind of using like a I don't know the name of the sword in particular. Let's take a look at it. They call it a short sword, but it's more like if you know anything about Spartans and stuff like that, right? You're using like a Greco-Roman style sword, which is a very small sword, so your reach is not that great. It's not like a long sword or anything like that, like a knight's sword. Not yet, at least. So keep that in mind. You have to get in pretty close, right? And most classes, they have a combo system. And as you can see right here, melee-oriented classes such as Gladiator and Marauder can chain together their weapon skills to deal additional damage or inflict enfeeblements to their targets. This is known as a combo. Combos are not available to pugilists, as this melee class employs a unique weapon skill chaining system, right? So what they mean by that is that if you do certain moves in order, it counts as a combo, and you'll do more damage, or you'll do like some kind of debuff to the enemy. So Fast Blade combos into Riot Blade, right? You can see it raises its attack potency if you use it as a combo, right? So for example, what we'll do is We'll go to Huge Hornet, right, and then we'll just buff up our attack. And then you'll do one move, you'll see the move is glowing right there on my hotbar. We combo into it, we do extra damage. Don't do it again real quick. If you look down here, I'm going to use my little pointer, right? This Riot Blade, right? So you start with Fast Blade, you're going to see this one glowing, like it's going to have like a glowing border to it. And you have a limited amount of time, but it's pretty lenient, right? So we'll do that. You see it's glowing now. We do it in order, we do extra damage, basically. And there's like a whole string of moves you can do in order as a combo. Keep that in mind if you want to do like really maximum damage. A lot of things will be like that where they could chain into each other. So you really want to maximize your damage potential or like your ability to debuff the enemy. You want to do stuff like that. And I think, let's see, report to Melia. So we got to go back. And we'll just turn in this quest and then before we end, because I think we're going to wrap it up, it's already a little bit past midnight here. Right, I'm going to go get some more food, and hopefully, well, I'm going to reheat the food I have here because it's cold now. But I will show you guys quickly because my main character is a gladiator, so I'll show you like the full combo you could get for that. And then we'll pick this back up tomorrow. Right, we're going to try to keep it going. We will go back on the thaumaturge and make sure we just keep doing story and getting as far as we can. Right, there we are. We are back to a thaumaturge. And let's log out quickly. And I'll show you guys on my I don't know if I should get on the character that's just a gladiator, or should I show you my actual main character that I was using for months before I came back and we started streaming like pretty heavily. You know what? I think we can get on Sir Gallows over here. Oh, wait a little bit. And I have access to like a handful of jobs, right? Right now, this guy's a gunbreaker. I'm gonna have to learn his buttons again. We're gonna have to learn his damn buttons again, right? But I have some classes unlocked. You know, as you can see, I'm level 77 on my gunbreaker. Now, I'm not sure if he's gonna stay my main character, right? We might eventually, depending on how long we use the character for the playthrough, eventually just transition over into him or use the other character I'm using. Right, we'll see. The only thing is that I'm trying to save the character that we're using for the playthrough, which is a blessing and a curse at the same time. So we're a gunbreaker here, guys, and my moves are a little iffy. Yeah, they're all messed up. They're all messed up, so I'm not sure if I could show you them right out the gate. Keep in mind though, when I was using this class, I was playing on PlayStation, which is why they're jacked up right now. Yeah, they're really messed up. So maybe it's a bad idea, but we'll try our best to make sure you guys can see this. So we have this right here, brutal shell, and then we have a solid barrel, which is combos from brutal shell. Okay. I'm gonna have to be careful with this class because I could actually make it look really shitty because I don't remember its combo system, right? This class is called the Gunbreaker. It is basically, if you're a fan of Final Fantasy VIII and you like Squall a lot, your main weapon is a gunblade, and you basically Squall for the most part. You're like Squall and that chick from 10 or 11 Lightning. Like you have a mix of their like moves. Right, let's take a look at my character. Right, so you can see we have a gunblade here, Blueberry Gunblade. They are like one of the highest damage dealing tanks in the game, basically. So you're all about just keeping your damage up and like mitigating the damage. Continuation. This is what we need. So I need continuation somewhere. Let's put continuation up here. Oh wait, I can't do that. All right. So for the sake of the gameplay, right, we'll put continuation right here. And I'm gonna do my best to make sure this combo looks good when we do it. So let's move continuation down here, and then we'll do Gnashing Fang, and I really hope I'm doing this right because I want to do this class some justice. I actually really like this class a lot. Um, so we're gonna see if that's the way it goes. All right, want to achieve your weapon. Like I said, they're all about just doing damage, right? So get your combo in. Your DLT. Get that going. Continuation. That. Continuation. Right? This combo is devastating. Right, you do have to figure out, like, you'll get there down the line with all that continuation and comboing. Very high DPS. Very fun class. And we'll see if I can get it done again. It is on a cooldown though. And you do your, oh, we don't have our pulls, right? Because we were on PlayStation, so my buttons are jacked up. But you do your combo. Your combo will start giving you some damage mitigation and some HP back, right? And then you go into your big moves, you continue it. Go into your other big move, continue it, right? Go into your other big move. Right, a lot of damage. A lot of damage, very fun. Very fun class. This is the tank I prefer to use, basically, but you have to make it to level, for the classes that are DLC, aside from like one of them where you actually have to go out to a certain area, say you have all the DLC, you'll have to get to level 50 first, and this is one of them, and then you'll have to find out where your mentor is. And they made a good job of making sure the mentors are in the year 1 places for the rest of the classes, aside from one of them. So this one you got to get to level 50, and I think you go to Gardenia somewhere, and you'll find your mentor. I think that's where it's at. You have to have the DLC though, remind you guys. So if you want to be this fun class, you're gonna have to put time into it. I do have a bunch of jobs. Let's take a look at the gear set. It didn't save because I'm on PC now. Oh no. So all my gear is elsewhere. Where's my gear at? Oh man. That really hurt my brain right there for a second. Well, I guess we'll just wait on that though, but we'll take a quick look at the Gunbreaker again, right? We'll show you the damage that you can do. Keep in mind, guys, this guy is a tank, right? So that is pretty cool that you do get a lot of you got a lot of work to do as this kind of class, right? So, uh-oh, what's going on? Oh, my controller died. That. Will we be okay? Will we survive? Yeah. Yeah, we will. Right, as you can see, I'm not taking too much damage. I am level 77, right? You can open up with like your, you can open up with like your 1, 2, 3, right? They usually call the combos your 1, 2, 3, so you open with your 1, 2, 3. Then with the DLT. Then go into your big moves right here. Right, very fun. Very fun. That's kind of his like bread and butter kind of combo. And you have some other stuff you can do. I just need to like properly slot the moves, which we're not going to do right now. And yeah, so he's a fun class, guys. Very fun class, and hopefully we'll make it down there down the line with the character we're using. And I do think we're going to wrap it up, guys. I do want to say thank you for stopping by. If you're watching on YouTube, I would really appreciate if you guys came by and watched me live. Also, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube. I notice a lot of people that have been watching aren't subscribed. But it's up to you guys if you want to. You know where to do that. You click the button down there. There's a link to my channel description of the video, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when you can catch me, guys. We're going to be trying to get a lot of Final Fantasy in. As much as we can. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. If you don't know who I am, by the way, my name is Frank. friend Gallows, and I stream every day, or as often as possible, folks, usually on the weekdays. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, that's when you can see me. Guys, have a great night. Everybody watching on Twitch, thank you so much. Everybody watching on YouTube, thank you. Later, guys. I'm out of here.